Hi everybody, this is Bob from Buckeye Sports Center. Today I'm going to talk about the Trophy T21 Bay model, which is a fishing center console model. This model is pretty cool because it has some kind of unique features to it. It's a fairly deep freeboarded boat for kind of being a little bit more of a shallower profile, and it's got a unique M-hull configuration, which Bayliner is known for. The Bayliner Trophy brand, and basically, the advantage of the M-hull on this particular model is that it creates a lot of side-to-side stability by basically having a kind of an M, if you think about it, an M configuration with one piece here, the center hull with a nice deep V in the middle there, and that makes the boat very, very stable side to side, makes it a very good fishing platform. And really, with that deep V in the middle, it's a good boat for 1 to 2 foot of chop. It's probably not going to be a great boat in heavy, high wave conditions. That's where the traditional Trophy 20 and 22 and 24 models come into play. But this one actually does a lot, for that inland lake boater who maybe occasionally uses it in a little bit rougher water. But let's take a look inside and see what we got going on the T21 Trophy. Okay, before we go into inside, a couple cool things to kind of point out on this boat on the exterior. First off, we talked about it for a second there earlier, but we talk about kind of the freeboard depth here. A lot of times more of a bay style boat, that deck's going to be about that tall. This one's got a very, very tall deck to it, so it does feel comfortable inside the boat, whether you've got kids. And the other important thing here is that while it is, geared a little bit more toward a fishing boat, as we move inside, you'll see a lot of family-oriented features that makes it very versatile. If you want to take the kids out tubing or, that type of stuff you can do that. We've got a dual axle galvanized trailer as part of the package on this boat. Nice stainless steel rub rail. This is definitely a more value-oriented boat, but you're going to see some premium features as we kind of float through. One thing I really like is we've got the 2 pieces of the boarding ladder, one on each side. So if you do have kids or people jumping in and out of the boat, you've got an easy access point. The ladder kind of angles away from the engine. They can jump off on the port side, jump on the starboard side. And then we've got a very, very large rear casting deck as well. So again, maximizing the space that we have available in this 21-foot boat. This particular boat is equipped with the Mercury 115 command thrust engine, so pretty good speeds, a lot of torque on that engine to get the boat up and moving. And that boat, that engine moves this boat very, very well. You can opt for 150 horsepower as well, but both engines have good application. This boat's not going to be a hardcore performance-oriented boat, but you are going to get good performance with the 115 command thrust or the 150 horsepower. Okay, we move inside the cockpit, and again, we talked about how versatile this boat is. Right now, we've got basically a cushion set that comes with this boat, kind of all the cushions out. So what we found is we've got the, kind of a cushion set up along the back. If somebody wanted to lay out there, kind of to chill and get some sun, you can do that. Or you can just sit there. We do have this kind of removable seat back here. So if you weren't going to be, fishing and you wanted to sit 2 people facing forward with a nice backrest, you can sit that way. So literally, you could sit 4 people across this back while you're underway. And then you do have the jump seats as well. This is just kind of a quick sit cushion, but if you wanted to actually sit while underway, flip that up and you've got a legitimate seat, one on each side. That's actually a pretty comfortable seat. Well padded, well put together. So that's what we've got going in the transom area. As we move it to the bow, we've got all the cushion pieces filled in. So you can kind of see if you wanted to, again, create a nice, more family-oriented layout area. It's a pretty awesome setup for that. Obviously, if you're going to go out fishing that particular day, you might leave all these cushions out, leave them at home, put them in the truck, whatever you want to do, but it gives you a lot of versatility in how to use this boat. Okay, now we're going to talk about the fishing features of the T21 and some of the dash features as well. First thing I'm going to talk about is the live well, a nice big live well here in the back. Right now we've got some of the canvas pieces that are for the console cover and stuff like that, and for the T-top in there. We actually do have a pretty cool setup we've got 3 rod holders right here, kind of on the leaning post area, and then we've got another 4 up here on the T-top. There is a canvas piece that fills in this whole T-top to give you a sun coverage. All right, so that's the piece that we saw in the live well there. And then for the driver's area, we've got kind of a cool leaning post setup. So we've got a simple, we don't want to take up too much space here, so we've got a fairly slim console, so that makes it so you can walk around this boat really easily. I do like the finish that they have on the T-top. It does fold down right here, so if you did need to get into a garaged area or something like that, it does fold down fairly easily just with a few bolts. So I think you just have to undo I think 8 bolts, and then you can tilt the whole thing down. So if you had to do that, you know, once in a while, it's not a big deal. But we've got basically this kind of leaning post type deal for the driver. We've got, you know, basic instrumentation here, and then a very large area for you to put whatever your fish finder or GPS of choice is. You know, 10-person capacity on this boat. You know, nice throttle control. Obviously, all your gauges and things like that are all well put together. You know, so a really nice dash. And then we talk about additional rod storage. We've got additional rod storage on either side of the console. We also have on-the-go rod storage on the port and starboard side, so you can actually store your rods kind of, you know, out of the way. There's also enclosed rod storage as we move up to the bow, and that's kind of where we're going to go next. But we see now we've taken off some of the cushions. We see a little forward-facing seat right here. All right, with additional storage, and this storage goes all the way to the front of the console, so there's a pretty deep and big storage area for you to store some stuff away. And then we see storage underneath all the bow compartments here. A big one here where we've got kind of like the manufacturer shipping cover stuffed in there. You know, water management system around there. We see pull this up. And then here's what we talked about with the, you know, there's a battery storage for a trolling motor, optional trolling motor, as well as rod storage holders there on the port side. This particular boat, we don't see it here, but there is a fishing chair. So if you wanted to, you know, fish more bass style with a bow raised fishing seat, you can do that. This storage compartment is big enough for anchors or additional storage. And then we've got the wiring all set up for a trolling motor. If you wanted to add that, you can do that right here. Doesn't come with it because some people aren't going to necessarily use it for that purpose, but again, we've got a nice large big fishing deck here, as well as, you know, you can take off all the cushions to create even a larger deck. So a ton of space in this boat for a 21. Thanks for checking out the Trophy T21 with us at Buckeye Sports Center. In summary, this is just a great bang for the buck. You know, not a boat that's going to be, you know, that's going to break the bank. It's a boat that sells, you know, I think, you know, certainly, you know, starting under 50,000, you know, well equipped as you see it here with a 115, and then maybe a little bit more with a 150. So it's a really good price point, you know, considering a lot of 21 footers in this category are easily creeping up into the 70s and 80s for price point. So a ton of value here. It's a simple boat. There's not a lot of bells and whistles and stuff like that, but it's got everything you need to have a great day on the water. You know, thanks for checking it out. To view our inventory, to see what we have available, go to BuckeyeSportsCenter.com to check out other YouTube videos. Subscribe to our YouTube page where we do videos on Trophy and 13 other brands on our YouTube page. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the water.